Have you ever used applications like Zomato, Swiggy, or Uber? And when you're ordering your food or when you're ordering your cabs, you have seen that you can track your riders or you can track your cabs, right? You see this map in their application. Now, we all know that Zomato, Swiggy, or Uber don't have satellites up in the space. So, how exactly are you able to track your riders or your cab rides, right? So for that, to understand that, you need to understand what is API, right? And if that kind of raises your curiosity, if this question kind of makes you wonder, stay tuned for the video ahead because we'll be explaining you everything with a lot of relatable examples, right? So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for the video ahead. Hi, this is Afreen Rahman, and today we're going to talk about API. Now, API stands for Application Programming Interface, right? It is an acronym for API. Now, with this API is a software intermediary that allows two applications to talk to each other, if I have to put it simply, right? So each time you use an application like Facebook, right, you send an instant message, or whether if you're, even checking weather on your phone, you are using an API. Now, let me give you some more relatable examples about API. Now, when you use an application on your mobile phone, the application connects to the internet, and what it does, it sends data to a server. Now, the server will retrieve that data, it will interpret it, and it will perform the necessary action and then send it back to the phone. For example, you have to make a payment, you're looking for a location, you're serving for a driver or a cab in your area, all of that. Now, the application, what's going to do that? It's going to interpret that data and present you with the information you wanted in a very, very readable way. Now, this entire process is called API, right? All of this, every step that is happening here is happening via API. Now, to explain it better, let me take a familiar example. Now, imagine that you are sitting in a restaurant, right, with a menu of choices to order from, good, beautiful, fancy restaurant. Now, the kitchen, if you see, is the part of the system, right, that will prepare your order for you. Now, what is missing is the critical link to communicate your order from your table to the kitchen, right? And then not only that the order needs to go to the kitchen, the food needs to come back from the kitchen to your table, right? This is where the API comes into the picture. And in this example, your waiter, right? So the waiter is the messenger or API that takes your request or order and tells the kitchen, or which is the system basically, what to do. Then the waiter delivers the response back to you. In this case, in this example's case, it is the food. So this, in a way, is a very real life API example. Now, you may be familiar with the process of searching flights online, right? Just like the restaurant, you have a variety of options to choose from, including different cities, departure and return dates, and much, much more. Now, let us imagine that you're booking a flight on an airline website, right? You choose a departure city and date, a return city and date. You select the cabin class as well as certain other variables, food choices and all that, right? So now, in order to book your flight, you interact with airline's website to access their database and see if any seats are available on those particular dates and what the cost might be, right? However, what if you are not using the airline's website, right? Because this is a channel that has direct information to the information, right? The airline's website. But what if you're not using that? What if you're using an online travel service, like we have Expedia, right? Or we have Make My Trip, right? We have Booking.com, something like that, right? Which, aggregates information from a number of airline databases. So it's not only just one particular airline now you're looking at. There are a number of airline databases available on these websites. Now, the travel service, right? This application or website that you're using, in this case, interacts with the airline's API. The API is the interface that will be helpful. Just like the waiter was helpful, here that API interface will be helpful. It can be asked by that online travel agent to get information from the airline base, where, specifically that airline that you're looking to book seats on, your baggage options, etc., right? So the API then takes the airline's response to your request and delivers it right back to the online travel service, which then shows you the most updated and relevant information, right? Now, What does API also provide a layer of security, usually because you see that there are so many stages involved into API, right? So let's say your phone's data, right, is never fully exposed to the server, right? And likewise, the server is never fully exposed to your phone. Instead, each communicate with small packets of data, sharing only which is necessary, like ordering takeout, right? When you order takeout, only what is necessary, your location is necessary, tracking that driver till the time it reaches your address, that is necessary, that will be shared. So you tell the restaurant what you would like to eat, they tell you what they need in return, like for example money, and then in the end you get your meal delivered to your address, right? So APIs have become so valuable that they comprise a large part of many business revenues. Major companies like Google, eBay, Salesforce.com, Amazon, Expedia are just some of the examples of the companies that make money from their APIs, right? And that is where what we also refer to as the API economy in the marketplace these days. Well, this is how I wanted to explain API in the most simplest of terms, in the most easiest of examples. I hope this was relatable to you. If it was, let me know in the chat window. If you want to know anything more about API, certainly I would love to make videos on that. Else, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more videos ahead. Thank you.